Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you being here this morning.
No problem.
The weather's good for us.
Wait, can I get that? Can I get one? Can I get one, guys?
I'm so glad I'm not posting all those things.
Yo, can I have one? Please.
Hey, who texted you?
Just like they want to say anything.
Good morning and welcome to Milford High School's 176th Commencement ceremony. Please rise for the singing of our national anthem by our concert choir, directed by Giovanna Weiner of the class of 2026. Senior members of our concert choir, please come up to join the choir. Thank you. Please be seated. My name is Joshua Otlin, and I'm the principal of Milford High School. Thank you so much for coming together to honor and celebrate our graduates today. I want to provide some information for both our guests and our graduates to ensure that everyone can enjoy today's ceremony. I will provide this information in English, and then two members of our graduating class will provide this information in Portuguese and Spanish. And after we share this information, we'll conduct the rest of our ceremony in English. Please note that we have Portuguese and Spanish translations of today's speeches for any guests who wish to use them. If you would like a copy and you did not receive one on the way in, please walk over to the concession stand and see one of our volunteers. If you or another guest needs assistance at any point during our ceremony, please signal to one of our staff members or one of our medics or police officers on site, and we'll be happy to assist you. Please note that we have restrooms open in the building adjacent to the softball field in the back corner of our stadium. While we love to hear our guests celebrate our graduates as their names are called, please refrain from using any type of noisemakers today for the comfort of all of our guests. Please note that at the conclusion of our ceremony, our graduates will not march out of the stadium. Guests are welcome to come onto the turf to meet their graduates for photographs before exiting the grounds. Please remain in your seats and please do not come onto the field until the conclusion of the ceremony. Gabby and Jose, if you could come on up now, please.
Bom dia, meu nome é Gabi da Conceição e faço parte da turma de 2026. Mesmo que a cerimônia de hoje seja conduzida em inglês, queremos começar com algumas informações importantes em português e espanhol no início. Observe que temos traduções em português e espanhol no discurso de hoje para quaisquer convidados que desejam utilizá-las. Se você quiser uma cópia e não recebeu uma na entrada, por favor, dirija-se ao balcão de concessões e procure um dos nossos voluntários. Se você ou algum convidado precisa de ajuda em qualquer momento durante a cerimônia, é só sinalizar para um membro da equipe. ou procurar um dos médicos ou policiais aqui no local. Estamos aqui para ajudar. Os banheiros estão abertos no prédio ao lado do campo de softball, no canto de trás do estádio. Reconhecemos que nossos convidados querem comemorar quando os formandos são chamados pelo nome, mas pedimos, por favor, que não usem nenhum tipo de aparelho que faça barulho hoje para o conforto de todos os nossos convidados. Ao final da cerimônia, nossos formandos não sairão do estádio. Os convidados podem entrar no gramado para tirar foto com os formandos antes de sair do estádio. Por favor, permaneçam em seus assentos e não entrem no campo até a final da cerimônia. Muito obrigado pela presença e apoio. Esperamos que aproveitem a cerimônia de hoje.
Muy buenos días, mi nombre es José Cunin Granda y soy miembro de la clase de 2026. Antes de comenzar con la ceremonia de hoy, queremos compartir algunas informaciones importantes tanto en portugués como en español, aunque el evento se llevará a cabo principalmente en inglés. Tenga en cuenta que tenemos traducciones al portugués y al español de los discursos de hoy para cualquier invitado que desee utilizarlos. Si desea una copia o no recibió una al entrar, por favor acérquese al puesto de concesiones y hable con uno de nuestros voluntarios. Si usted o alguien necesita asistencia durante la ceremonia, no duden en llamar la atención de uno de nuestros miembros del personal o acercarse a un médico o agente de policía presente en el lugar. Estaremos encantados de ayudarle. Los baños están disponibles en el edificio contiguo al campo de softball en la esquina trasera de nuestro estadio. Sabemos que nuestros invitados quieren celebrar a los graduados al escuchar sus nombres, sin embargo les pedimos amablemente que se abstengan de utilizar instrumentos de ruido para garantizar la comodidad de todos los presentes. Al finalizar la ceremonia, los graduados no saldrán del estadio de inmediato. Los invitados podrán irizar al césped para tomarse fotos con los graduados después de la conclusión de la ceremonia. Les rogamos permanecer en sus asientos hasta que se haya dado por finalizado el evento. Gracias por su cooperación y apoyo. Esperamos que disfruten de la ceremonia de hoy.
Thank you, Gabia and Jose. Before we turn our full attention to our graduates, I ask that you please join me in recognizing and remembering some very important members of our community. This is a day of beautiful, joyful celebration for which we should all be filled with gratitude. And at the same time, our joy and gratitude is accompanied by sadness and grief as we mourn loved ones who are not here with us today. I ask you all to please join me in observing a moment of silence in memory of these loved ones. Thank you. In addition to remembering these loved ones today, let us commit to holding them close in our hearts from here forward and to living our lives in a way that honors theirs. There are others who we should honor and thank today as well. There are many people who worked extraordinarily hard to prepare for our ceremony today, and I hope you will join me in briefly recognizing and thanking them. First, please join me in thanking our facilities team for their outstanding work to prepare our site for this gathering. Thanks to Mr. Brett Crosby, Mr. Alex Ferreira, Mr. Paul Ferreira, Mr. Brian Gallego, Mr. Andrew Leclerc, Mr. Jackson Lindsay, Mr. Jose Marks, Mr. Jose Santiago, Mr. James Tiernan, and Mr. John Vaz. I want to extend my sincere thanks to our partners at Milford TV for their skill and effort to ensure that all of our guests, both here and at home, are able to enjoy this ceremony to the fullest. Please join me in thanking Mr. Tim Coette and the entire team at Milford TV. I also want to recognize and thank a few of my colleagues who've done so much to organize and prepare for today's ceremony and the celebrations we've enjoyed over the past 2 weeks. Please join me in thanking our class advisors, Mr. Michael De Silva and Mrs. Jenna Smith. Mr. Jeremy Folster, Mr. Jose Pinto, and Mr. Mark Pinto, Mrs. Faye Andriola, and our graduation coordinator, Ms. Christina Lando. Our music faculty and students have served us so well at our senior celebrations over the past 2 weeks and do so again today. Please join me in thanking Ms. Nadine Pomeroy, Mrs. Jill Baudet, Mr. Matt Baudet, Mrs. Sarah Rohde, and all of our talented student musicians. Finally, I hope you'll join me in thanking my colleagues who've assembled here with us today. The faculty and staff across the Milford Public Schools have committed themselves to these young people and have given graciously to support them in their journey. Thank you to everyone in the Milford Public Schools. Now, let us turn our full attention to the class of 2026, and let us hear from 3 remarkable students. We will hear first from the president of the class of 2026, Iago Sampaio. Iago has served as president of the class with distinction. My colleague Amanda Cunningham perhaps said it best when she wrote that last spring, Iago became a leader for our school in every sense of the word. The maturity and resilience Iago showed at this time was remarkable. But I think it is important that you know that this is the type of person Iago is every day. Iago, thank you for serving as a role model for your peers and for younger students in our community. And thank you for your service to this class and our school. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the president of the class of 2026, Iago Sampaio.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Good morning, families, friends, staff, and class of 2026. Happy graduation. It is truly an honor to give you this speech today. I really mean it when I say I'm very happy to be here. For a bit of context, my brother got to speak at his graduation as the Portuguese interpreter, so I decided to do what little brothers naturally do best and outdo him by running for class president for this exact moment right here. Sorry, Eduardo. Jokes aside, I'm very grateful that I've gotten to be your class president these past 4 years. I know I might be a little bit biased on this, but I'm very proud to be a part of this class and, more importantly, to represent it. It's fair to say that we've been through a lot together. From homecomings, sophomore ring dances that your parents forced you to go to, proms, protests, dreadful A-block classes, and long rap lines, we've been through it all. It's been a bit of a roller coaster for sure, but through the good and the bad, we've had teachers, parents, coaches, counselors, and more importantly, each other to turn to. At the beginning of the school year, I was chatting with my AP Lang teacher, Mr. Cunningham, before class, as we typically do, and we were discussing the pros and the cons of our new cell phone policy. In the midst of my complaints, Mr. Cunningham brought up a point that stuck with me. He said, "You guys are going to look back one day and say, wow, I can't believe they let us have our phones in school, in the same way that our generation looks back and says, wow, I can't believe they used to let us smoke in schools." Now, while his point about technology was interesting, that's actually not what stayed with me. What stuck with me was the strange way that time changes our perspectives. Throughout high school, we go through inevitable waves of anxiety that make things feel permanent. The stress, the drama, the routines, the awkward moments we swear we'll forget at night. But one day, we'll look back at all of this differently. We'll look back someday and realize we let ourselves stress over the smallest things. Yet, somehow, those moments we once dreaded will become the very memories we cherish most, because they shaped us into who we are today. I know everyone here today has heard the phrase, "Time goes by so fast." And today, we're feeling it more than ever. Because the truth is, none of us is the same person we were 4 years ago. We walked into this building as timid, nervous freshmen, trying to figure out where our classes were and whether the upperclassmen were as scary as they seemed. And now we're leaving as young adults with dreams, responsibilities, and futures to build, waiting for us outside of this town. Through these 4 years, every experience shaped us. Whether it was losing friendships, failing a test you thought would ruin your life, winning a game, finding your people, or overcoming personal battles nobody else knew about, every single challenge forced us to grow. And honestly, I think that's what makes our class so special. We learned how to adapt, we learned how to keep going, we learned how to laugh at ourselves when things didn't go perfectly, and most importantly, we learned the true meaning of resilience when one of our classmates was faced with injustice. Class of 2026, you spoke up when no one else did. You demonstrated bravery in your selfless ability to stand up for others. So, regardless of how your journey looked, whether high school was the best 4 years of your life or just 4 years you survived, you should be proud of the person sitting in your seat today. Because the version of you that exists is now stronger, wiser, and more capable than the person who first walked into Milford High School 4 years ago. Today marks the end of one chapter in our lives, but graduation is not a finish line. It's a starting point. The scary part is that our futures are unpredictable, but that's also the exciting part. Because for the first time in our lives, our futures are completely in our hands. We're all taking our first steps into the real world, chasing our own ideas of success. And as a son of immigrant parents, I've always been taught that success isn't reserved for a specific type of person. Success belongs to the people willing to work for it. In class of 2026, you've already proven that you can. Today, when you walk across the stage and receive your diploma, you become living proof of your own hard work. You made it this far because you showed up, because you kept trying even when things got difficult, because you pushed through moments where quitting would have been easier. Every sacrifice, every late night, and every assignment is the reason why you're dressed in this cap and gown today. So, wherever life takes you next, college, the workforce, the military, trade school, or even if you still have no idea what comes next, just simply trust yourself. The same determination, resilience, and courage that got you here today will carry you further than you can imagine. And while tonight is a celebration of our accomplishments, none of us would be standing here today without the people who stood beside us every step of the way, especially our parents. I'd like to dedicate this final portion of my speech to the man and the woman who've had to take on the burden of putting up with me for the past 18 years. Mine, bye, thank you. Thank you for the countless sacrifices you made so I could stand on this stage today. Thank you for every ride to practice, every late night conversation, every lesson, and every moment you held me accountable even when I didn't want to hear it. But more importantly, thank you for always making me feel like I was capable of accomplishing anything. This moment is just as much yours as it is mine. And to our teachers, coaches, and staff, thank you. If there is one thing that makes Milford High School special, it's the people inside it. Thank you for believing in us, supporting us, and pushing us to become better versions of ourselves. Thank you for teaching us lessons that go beyond the classroom and the court. And honestly, thank you for all those free therapy sessions. I never understood why people spend so much money on therapists when you can just walk into your math teacher's room and start venting about your whole life. Sorry, Miss Lawrence. Class of 2026, this is the last time we're all gathered in one place together, making today a bittersweet moment. Life is going to move fast. There will be moments when you feel lost, moments you fail, and moments when you question yourself. But there will also be moments that remind you exactly of why you kept going. So take chances, chase the things that matter to you, and never fear to stop from becoming the person you are capable of being. Because after all, the future is in your hands. Congratulations, class of 2026. The future is no longer ahead of us, it is ours.
Thank you, Iago. At this time, please turn your attention to the side of our stage for special musical performance by our concert choir, conducted by Mrs. Sarah Rohde.
birds singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You're only waiting for this moment to be free.
Thank you to all of our students in our choir and especially our graduating seniors. It's now my pleasure to introduce Ana Julia Pereira, the first of two co-valedictorians for the class of 2026. In addition to being an extraordinary student, Ana Julia is a young woman of impeccable character. She cares deeply about our community and her fellow students. She has served in leadership roles in a variety of student organizations throughout her 4 years at Milford High School, all while volunteering regularly in the community and pursuing the most academically rigorous course of studies available at our school. She has a servant's heart, and we are so pleased to see her pursuing a career in medicine. Please join me in welcoming the co-valedictorian of the class of 2026, Ana Julia Pereira.
Thank you, Mr. Otlin. Good morning, family, friends, faculty, staff, and the class of 2026. The older I get, the more I realize that people rarely remember every achievement, accomplishment, or award we receive. What they do remember is who showed up for them, who made them feel seen, who stayed, and who cared. So when I started thinking about what I wanted to say today, I kept coming back to the one thing that connects all of this together: love. I began asking people a simple question: what does love mean to you? The answers were all different, but they all pointed to the same truth. Some said love is sacrifice, some said it's family, some said it was their mom giving them the bigger helping at dinner, or a teacher giving them grace one more time when they forgot their topic questions. Thank you, Mr. Sherman. But the answer that stayed with me the most was this: I don't really know how to explain it, I just know it when I see it. And to me, that's the most honest answer. Maybe love can't fully be defined, but if I had to try, I'd say it's kindness, sacrifice, and compassion. The kind that costs you something, but you give it anyway. We recognize love instantly, yet we struggle to put it into words. Maybe that's because real love was never meant to simply be explained. It was meant to be lived. And when you look at the life of Christ, that becomes even more clear. His love was never passive, conditional, or only present when convenient. It was a love that served without seeking recognition, forgave even when forgiveness wasn't deserved, and chose sacrifice even when it cost everything. And we've seen that kind of love in our own lives too. Look at our parents. They carried us through seasons we didn't fully understand until much later. They showed up even when life was busy, when we didn't get our work done once again, when we made choices that only made things even harder. They carried all of it because of love. It's in the people around you, in our fellow classmates, the class of 2026, in the connections we made, the friendships that carried us through stressful weeks, the late nights that were absolutely worth it, and the quiet moments when someone simply refused to let you struggle alone. And this class especially understands what it means to stand together. We experience things no graduation speech could ever fully capture. including watching people we knew, members of our own community, face the threat of being separated from the lives they built here. That wasn't easy to witness, but the way this class responded and showed up with compassion, solidarity, and love said everything about who we are. Colossians 3:14 says, "And over all these virtues put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. Because excellence without love can turn into pride, and service without love can become nothing more than obligation. But when love is at the center, excellence gains purpose, service becomes sincere, leadership becomes selfless, and what we accomplish begins to matter for something far greater than just ourselves." But here's something I think ties all of this together that I don't want us to leave here without hearing. You cannot fully love other people until you first learn to love yourself. So much of these past few years, many of us spent energy trying to fit in, adjusting ourselves to match whatever room we were in, going along with the crowd because standing apart felt too costly. And I get it. I've done it too. But when you spend all your time trying to be who you think people want you to be, you're not just losing yourself. You're withholding the truest version of the love you have to give. Both the love you offer and the love you receive never quite reach the real you. And that starts with learning to love who God made you to be. Not the polished version, not the version that performs well in public, the real one, imperfect, unsure, fully human. Because the friendships that truly lasted, the ones that carried us through these years, were built in exactly those moments, when we stopped performing and simply showed up as ourselves. That's when real connection happens. That's when love actually takes root. So as you leave here today, give yourself permission to be exactly who you are. Not who the crowd expects, not who the moment pressures you to become, just you. Because the world doesn't need another person trying to blend in. It needs people who love themselves enough to show up fully and are willing to love others from that same place. If you want to live a life that truly matters, you have to learn to love fearlessly. Because one day, your greatest regret won't be that you loved too much. It'll be that you didn't love more. You'll wish you spent more time with your hometown friends when they were just a few minutes away. You'll wish you stayed a little longer in the kitchen talking with your parents before life got too busy. You'll wish you made more memories with your siblings before time and distance made it harder to do so. And eventually, you'll realize that life is way too short to only love people when you know they'll love you back. Because the truth is, everything changes so quickly. Seasons end, people move on, and life shifts whether we feel ready or not. And maybe that's part of why God gave us love in the first place, to remind us that even when moments fade, the way we love people never disappears. We won't stay in this moment forever. What we carry forward matters much more than what we leave behind. Love was never meant to be confined to a single place or season. It's meant to grow with us. It shows up in how we speak when no one is asking us to be kind, and how we choose to see every single person we meet as someone who has shaped us in some way, whether we realized it at the time or not. So, if there's anything we carry with us from our time here, let it be this. Love is not only something we receive or talk about. It is something we choose again and again. And when we choose it well, what we've learned here doesn't stay behind in the past. It moves forward with us. It shapes how we serve, how we lead, and how we treat every person we meet from this point on. Because in the end, love was never just a part of our story here. It was the reason it truly mattered. Congratulations, class of 2026, and thank you for a great 4 years.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Giovanna Weiner, the co-valedictorian of the class of 2026. Giovanna achieves at the very highest levels in every endeavor she undertakes. She leads in multiple student organizations, competes in our athletic program, works and volunteers in the community, and shines on our stages. Her natural gifts, combined with her ferocious work ethic and her commitment to advancing justice, will serve her very well as she pursues a career in filmmaking. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the co-valedictorian of the class of 2026, Giovanna Weiner.
Good morning, family, friends, faculty, school committee, and to the incredible class of 2026. First and foremost, congratulations. Today is the culmination of our 4 years of hard work, dedication, and triumphs, and each of you should feel extremely proud of everything you have poured into making it to today. It is also important to recognize that none of us could have done it alone. To our families, but especially mom and dad, who have sacrificed so much time into realizing our personal success, thank you for your endless support. To our friends who have offered honesty, levity, humor, and shoulders to cry on when the world felt unmanageably sized, thank you for making our journeys through the uncertainty of high school feel impossibly fun. To our coaches, directors, and advisors, thank you for teaching us to embrace our passions and giving us outlets to connect with our community. And finally, to our extraordinary teachers, thank you for pushing us to our fullest potential and not allowing us to underestimate our own abilities. You have helped make our time in high school a constructive, challenging, and rewarding experience where we felt motivated to take risks, despite the chance of failure. And at this point in our lives, I think it's a safe bet to make that none of us are strangers to failure. Walking into the first day of high school freshman year, I felt like the world revolved around me and my own awkwardness. It felt like every unfamiliar face in the hallway was criticizing and belittling me. Everything felt so big. The building, the people, and I felt like getting lost in the crowd and in the hallways would be a permanent status. It has taken me until senior year to realize that literally no one cares when I fail. And while realizing that my own journey is entirely inconsequential to other people was at first a bit of an ego bruise, the revelation was also incredibly liberating. Every failure, every rejection allowed me to walk down a new path where I might discover something different that I cared so deeply about, and that very likely would also confront me with rejection. As time has gone on, I don't think a day has passed where I haven't done something to make an absolute fool of myself. But those embarrassing moments have led me to meeting some of my favorite people. I've learned that the people who cannot embrace you in your moments of humility do not deserve you in your moments of radiance. The phrase, rejection is redirection, has helped reframe my entire outlook about what it means to fail. Because failure itself isn't inherently a bad thing, but our reaction to failure defines how it will impact our lives. Whether it be your first crush not reciprocating your feelings, forgetting your choreography the moment the spotlight hits you at your dance recital, or like getting rejected from Yale and crying yourself to sleep for 4 nights. And those are all completely hypothetical, by the way. These moments can only ever set you back if you allow them to. In that same light, if you allow them to, they can also only shoot you forward. I'm sure that in the past 4 years, all of you were faced with something that challenged your self-concept. A bad grade, not making varsity, or even moving to Milford without knowing who your friends would be by the end of your time in high school. And yet, all of us have managed to overcome whatever we were faced with to reach this milestone today. As we graduate and move into this next completely foreign chapter of our lives, we cannot expect to step into the world and be met with immediate success. It is inevitable that we will continue to stumble and fall and face hardships along the way. It is also inevitable that we will be faced with some impossible decisions, which might mean leaving something behind that you've poured so much of yourself into. Sometimes, walking away from a place or a group of people that you love can feel like giving up. But knowing when to let go also takes incredible strength. No matter how much it hurts to change course, it's important to remember that it isn't a setback, it's redirection. Our years at Milford High School have helped prepare us to overcome any rejections that are yet to come. Failure and rejection do not discriminate, and they are undoubtedly frustrating experiences. But the people who go the furthest in life are not magically immune to failing. They recognize that it is just a part of the process to meeting their goals. And remember, it can take a million no's, heartbreaks, and rejections to get to one yes, but you cannot give up on the notion that that yes is out there waiting for you. You just have to be willing to take the barrage of rejections that will come your way in stride. Accept them with grace and let them motivate you to aim higher. For the lesson that rejection letter may have taught you will always be a part of you. But eventually, you will go to an admitted student's day at a different school and realize you look way better in their colors anyway. As we head into the season of celebration, I can promise you that no one who is congratulating you is focused on how many failures it took you to get to graduation. And as we move forward, I'm confident that no one in our lives will care how many times we fail before realizing our dreams. All things considered, no one is paying that much attention to what we're doing. Everyone is too wrapped up in their personal journeys to care what risks we took. So take the risks anyway. And as the poster child for self-realization, Taylor Allison Swift wisely wrote, "Failure brings you freedom." So I encourage you all to go out there and be your messiest, truest selves and embrace the fact that failure means you're on your way to success. Hello. And remember, rejection is not the end of your path. It is an invitation to keep moving forward in a new direction. Once again, congratulations. Keep moving forward and keep on failing because you have no idea how rewarding those failures might be. Thank you. How about one more selfie for the road? Cute, thank you.
Thank you, Giovanna. Now to our graduates. In these final moments we have together, it is my honor and privilege to be the last of my colleagues to address you here at Milford High School. On behalf of everyone on our faculty and staff, I extend our sincerest congratulations. We're proud of you and we will miss you, and we wish you the very best in the future. The future is filled with enormous promise and potential, and I am genuinely optimistic for your prospects. Yes, there is much to be worried about. There always has been, and there always will be. You have come of age in a confusing, chaotic, and frightening time. But you are old enough now to know that in this broken world, filled with tragedy and heartbreak and evil, there is also incredible beauty, joy, and meaning. There are miracles. Every day, there are instances of profound, courageous, sacrificial acts of kindness. There is real progress being made in combating injustice, disease, environmental destruction, hunger, and poverty. And most importantly, there are young people like you, educated, talented, equipped with the most powerful technology and the greatest resources ever available in history. A better world is possible. I'm optimistic, but I'm not complacent. There's no guarantee your lives will be better than your parents'. There is no guarantee that our powerful technologies and great wealth will be harnessed for good. There is no guarantee that the wars destroying lives and societies around the globe will not come here. If you and I do our best to make the world better, that does not mean we will succeed. But if decent people in the wealthiest, most powerful societies on earth are not working very, very hard to make the world better, there is no hope. If we won't, who will? It is very important that you understand that you live in the wealthiest, most powerful society in the history of our species. The generations that came before us left us a deeply imperfect, incredibly flawed, magnificent, wonderful country. This inheritance is truly a marvel to behold. And now, as you end your childhood and enter fully into adulthood, we, the older generations, need you to understand that your responsibility to care for this inheritance is every bit as great as ours. And equally important, we need you to understand that you have a duty to use this inheritance for good. And we need you to seize this opportunity with more energy and passion than we have. As we celebrate both your graduation this season and our country's 250th birthday, let us focus on the immense blessings that have been bestowed upon us. and let us resolve to use our good fortunes wisely. Your choices from here on out are tremendously important for you as an individual, for those who love you, and for all of us who share this world with you. When we gathered together at the start of this school year, I let you know how proud I was of the class of 2026. And over the past year, I've only grown more impressed. You are an outstanding group of young people, and you have brought honor to your families, our school, and our community. You give me great hope for our future, and I'm sincerely thankful to you for that. I hope this is a time of great celebration and joy for you and your families. You certainly deserve it. Congratulations, my friends. Now, as a fellow graduate of Milford High School, it is my pleasure to welcome you into our community of alumni as we issue your diplomas. Please join me in welcoming our superintendent, Dr. Craig Consigli, to present the diplomas to our graduates. Guests and graduates, please note that after we award our last diploma, we will remain seated for the singing of our alma mater before we welcome our guests onto the field to celebrate with our graduates. The co-valedictorian of the class of 2026, Ana Julia de Almeida Pereira. The co-valedictorian of the class of 2026, Giovanna Lucia Weiner. Shihab Ebdeen Abadli. Brian Patricio Acosta Choro. Zeta Jimena Acosta Dutan. Oliver Zephyr Akari. Alex Yandel Alamon. Sabrina Rose Alamao. Crystal Demora Almeida. Reina Diani Anariba Flores. Jack Paul Anderson. Amanda Samara Taliz Andrade. Allison Rose Andrews. Lexi Diane and Antonio. Abigail Elizabeth Arujo. Anna Maria Arujo. My colleague Lynn Arnold will present our next diploma to Avery Evelyn Arnold. Madison Nyawang Adawang. My colleague Nancy Nelson will present our next diploma to Zachary John Aubin. Ava Rose Baglioni. My colleague Marla Baisley will present our next diploma to Summer Philomena Baisley. Shyla Nicole Baker. Alicia Lindsay Baptista. Juliana Fernandez Barboza. Catherine Elizabeth Barrientos. Madison Elaine Battershield. Grace Olivia Beagle. Aiden Marcus Bermudez. Sarah Therese Berry. Angelina Rose Bonina. Thomas Sharif Boulos. Brian Paul Albert Bourbeau. Connor Sheldon Brooks. My colleague Jennifer Brown will present our next diploma to William Nofrey Brown. Marco Buletti. Dylan Edward Burns. My colleague Chris Burns will present our next diploma to Ryan Paul Burns. Lillian Elizabeth Burrows. Gianelli Leandro Cassin. Jaritza Viviana Caguana. Andrew Joseph Cahill. Ivan Samuel Kahilema Kiwasaka. Miguel Neves Cancado. Magali Vanessa Karchipula Sukajane. Josiah James Carney. Sadie Ethel Marie Carter. Rosa Cristina Castro. Domenico Catrimboni. Brian Christopher Sela Caguana. Jennifer Sela Caguana. Natalie Esperanza Cerritos. Chloe Shawan. Ethan Brian Charzenko. Wilmer Stephen Chucky Munoz. Nicholas Enrique Colazo. Eden Fabricio Contreras Chimbo. Camila Tavares Costa. Jessica Carla Costa Santos. Christian Juberti Kota. Luciana Grace Cruz. Jose Efrain Cunin Granda. Mateo D'Amico. Gabia Cristini Dantas da Conceição. Michaela Martins da Costa. My colleague Michael De Silva will present our next diploma to Daniel Thomas De Silva. Gustavo Oliveira De Silva. Nathan Teixeira Silvestre De Silva. Samantha Tavares De Silva. Jordi Isaac Daquilema. Guilherme de Aguiar Lopes Hazan. Kaysen Benjamin De Jesus. Tyla Gomes Fernandez Gematos. Andre Felipe de Melo Ferreira. Lohaini Souza de Oliveira. Giovanna Santos de Oliveira. Bruno Luis Condi de Paula. Felipe Martins de Sena. Kainan Flamini Danton de Souza. Lohaini Carla Gonçalves de Souza. Eli Gabriel de Barros. Samantha Joy Denigris. Crisanto Robert Desimoni. My colleague Tiffany Cody will present our next diploma to Yuri Diaz. Pedro Enrique Fejeda Diaz. My colleague Shannon D. Gelernardo will present our next diploma to Avelina Valia D. Gelernardo. Leonardo Ellis Diorio. Christopher John DeStaro. Larissa Lima dos Anjos. Abraham Jacao Machado dos Santos. Maria Clara Oliveira dos Santos. Miguel Bessa Luis dos Santos. My colleague Rachel Driscoll will present our next diploma to Sullivan Robert Driscoll. Innocent Nana Kwame Dua. Luz Maria Dutan Lema. My colleague Sarah Eastman will present our next diploma to Aiden Matthew Eastman. Nicholas Brody Emmerich. Bruno Felipe Estevez. My colleague Amal Adahiri will present our next diploma to Sarah Adahiri. Paulo Bortolassi Fernandez. Sofia Cruz Ferreira. Ethan Luke Fiedler. Melanie Yasmin Flores Garcia. Lara Beatriz dos Santos Fonseca. Julia Lee Fonts. Jennifer Nicole Fijeda Franco. Garen J. Fraunfelter. Grayson Michael Fries. Denise Garzon Barrera. Abigail Elizabeth Gately. Diego Rafael de Cruz Gomes. Isaac Miranda Gomes. Isadora Julia Venancio Gomes. Marcelo Gomes de Silva. Lucas Teixeira Gomes. Michael Ruben Gonzalez. Jacoby James Gordial. Peyton Ray Goslin. Shalon Rolando Grizzle. Alex Fernando Guaman Takuri. Aiden John Halley. Madeline Margaret Hamilton. My colleague Rachel Longacre will present our next diploma to Andrew Robert Hazer. Emma Catherine Hoy. Benjamin Mark Hausman. Jordan Daniel Herpin Hernandez. Tony Diep Wynn. Diego Inacio Santos. Tori Simone Jacques. Julieses Altagracia Javier Nunez. Elias Marshall Johnson. Aaliyah Shade Johnston. Dominic Stephen Joyce. Jacqueline Ava Jutras. Dale Michael Calber. Caitlin Mary Kernan. Alexander Michael Kerr. Afia Khalik. Celeste Kismi Kimba. Robert Dale King. Addison Nathan Kudrico. Fatima Liliana Lala Castro. Nixon Eugenio Lala Castro. Nicholas Enrique Lalangi Ponce. Isadora Oliveira Lana. Kaylin Elizabeth Larson. Zion Milton Laura. Eston Marley LeBron. William Connor Lee. Jocelyn Jimena Lema Tame. Sarah Elizabeth Levrock. Italo Alves Lima. Wendy Ulissa Loja Castro. Jessica Yadira Lopez Lopez. Isabella Marie Locerbo. Bernardo Lorero. Melanie Martins Lorenco. My colleague Valerie Miller will present our next diploma to Julia Carolyn Luster. Matthew Mark Luther. My colleague Andressa Brogni will present our next diploma to Lauren Adriana McAlpine. My colleague Michelle Madden will present our next diploma to Jaden Michael Madden. Juliana Imad Magaros. Avi Mahanta. Mohammed Heda Mahmoud. Caleb William Mainini. Jonathan Nehemiah Mikett. Harsh Manava. Alicia Laborio Marcelino. Derek Michael Marcolini. Christian Alejandro Martinez Ardon. My colleague Elisa Mastrioni will present our next diploma to Anthony Seth Mastrioni. David Mayansala Pichazaka. Lucia Rose McCarthy. My colleague Donna McGee will present our next diploma to Joseph William McGee. Jake Tyler McGrath. Connor Patrick McLaughlin. Tyler Isaac Medeiros. Yemelith Araceli Melendez. Kylie Marie Merrill. Lola Allison Miller. Ben Heshed Miser. Jude Michael Moffitt. Hanan D'Souza Montero. Melanie Sophia Moran Silva. Valerie Diane Morataya. Chloe Grace Murdoch. Thomas Gage Murphy. Jocelyn Estefania Namina. Maria Elise Napier. My colleague Kelly Nashawati will present our next diploma to Richard Joseph Nashawati. Anthony James Norris. Maria Emilia Nugraloha. Daniel Ferreira O'Leary. Riley Michelle Anna O'Toole. Fulahanmi James Ojolayo. Luigi Vasconcelos Oliveira. Tiago Bastos Oliveira. Isaac Orolano. Antonio Javier Padilla Munoz. Carlos Yabdiel Pagan Ramirez. Joyce Kellen Pava. Nadia Flora Marie Palumbo. Tyler James Parat. Ava Rain Parton Joseph. Ryan Manuel Pena. Christopher Giovanni Perdomo. Gustavo Oliveira Enrique Pereira. Jalen Matthew Clay Perez. Logan Michael Petruska. Chloe Ann Pierce. Jamima Charissa Placeman. Nancy Elena Pomavilla Lema. Wade Travis Poplaski Jr. Noah Jonathan Potter. Brody John Prescott. Greta Proverbio. Jorge Andres Puma Chimbolema. Rosa Angelica Quispe Granda. Amy Rachel Kishpi Sauka. Victoria Elena Ramirez. Caleb Viron Ramnath. Lorena Kelly Martins Ramos. My colleague Carrie Reynaud will present our next diploma to Sophie Brianne Reynaud. Sofia Fraga Resendiz. Pedro Enrique Mendez Ribeiro. Audrey Louise Rice. Emma Louise Rodolfi. Carlos Josiah Rivera Abrego. Keban William Rossi. Ana Victoria Carnero Hocha. Daniel D'Souza Rocha. Luana Alejandra Rodriguez de Oliveira. Dionisio Esaya Rodriguez. Lucas Antonio Rodriguez. Kishli Anjali Rosario Rodriguez. Manuela Gonsalves Ruby. Henner Giovanni Sagastumi Corden. Henry Alejandro Sagastumi Corden. Joffrey Gonzalo Sanguaray Moyon. Grace Kelly Bessa Santos. Conway Kenjijo Santos. Matthews Vieira Santos. Victor de Oliveira Santos. Talia Victoria Seri. Ike Thomas Shannon. Sarah Leandro Cunha Silva. Sarah Machado Silva. Antonio Dominic Simas. Alan Richard Solomon III. Gustavo Silva Souza. Christian McLean Souza Lima. Shadia Naiga Sibiala. Molly Jane Stoker. Jason Alexander Stokes. Nicole Isabel Sweet. Jennifer Takuri Tamay. Taylor Lynn Talamini. Lucas Teixeira. Kaylee Jane Patricia Tortolot. Kyla Trotta Diaz. Anyana Utino. Victor Elias Valenti. Alini Vitoria Almeida Valenchim. My colleague Michaela Gauci will present our next diploma to Jake Logan Vaz. Genesis Yadira Velasco Aguiza. Lorraine Jane Vio. Isabella Grace Willard. Evelyn Josephine Yashevsky. Erica Catherine Zamora Daquilema. Selena Zhang. Maggie Zhao. Representative of the class of 2026, Danielle Morgan Darling. Representative of the class of 2026, Kawa Andrade Maforte. Representative of the class of 2026, Leanne Andrade Maforte. Representative of the class of 2026, Camille Mariani Miranda Carvalho. Representative of the class of 2026, Laura Oliveira Rodriguez. Representative of the class of 2026, Lucia Rose Testa. Representative of the class of 2026, Luke William and Sarah Stakowski. My colleague Ann Morin will present our next diploma to the Secretary of the class of 2026, Kaylee Ann Morin. The Vice President of the class of 2026, Mary Eileen Buckley. And the President of the class of 2026, Iago Teixeira Sampaio. Graduates, I ask that you please follow Iago and turn your tassel from right to left. And please join our concert choir in singing the Milford High School alma mater, which you will find on the last page of your program. Thank you all for being here today to celebrate the graduating class of 2026. Please join me in one last round of applause for these fine graduates. Families and friends, we welcome you onto the field to join your graduates. Thank you so much for being here today. Congratulations to the graduating class. 7, not bad.
Well done. Well, it's the two valedictorians that got you.
Yeah.